What's the worst way your aunt compared you to your cousins? So last Christmas, my whole family's crammed around my aunt's dining table, and she's doing her usual thing where she just can't help herself. My cousin Jake had just gotten his Harvard acceptance letter a few weeks earlier, and my aunt was basically treating him like he'd cured cancer or something. She starts going on about how proud she is of Jake, how he's such an inspiration to the whole family, the usual stuff. Then she turns to me with this fake sweet smile and goes, "Well, at least Sarah managed to graduate from community college. That's something, right?" I swear, my heart just sank into my stomach. This woman had been doing this to me my entire life, always finding ways to make me feel small. When I was 12, she told everyone Jake was naturally gifted at piano, while I was just trying my best. When I graduated high school, she made sure to mention that Jake was valedictorian while I was doing okay. Every family gathering, every holiday, every birthday, there was always some way she managed to remind me that I wasn't measuring up. You know what really gets me? I'd spent 4 years working my ass off. I had 2 jobs while taking 18 credit hours each semester just to pay for school. I'd study until 2 a.m., wake up at 6 for my opening shift at the coffee shop, then go straight to classes. Meanwhile, Jake's parents paid for everything: his car, his apartment, his tuition. Not his fault, but still, everyone gets quiet. My mom's staring at her plate, and I can see her jaw clenched. She's told my aunt to stop this before, but family drama isn't really my mom's thing. My dad's suddenly very interested in his mashed potatoes, probably wishing he could disappear. My little sister's looking at me with these sympathetic eyes that almost made me cry right there. And I'm just sitting there watching my aunt beam at Jake like he's her own personal Nobel Prize winner. The worst part? Jake's actually a good guy. He looked uncomfortable as hell, like he wanted to crawl under the table. He'd never asked for these comparisons. This wasn't his fault. It was all her. But that didn't make it hurt any less. But here's what was killing me inside. 3 days before Christmas, I'd gotten my acceptance letter to Johns Hopkins Medical School. Full scholarship. I'd literally cried for an hour in my car when I opened it, called my mom sobbing with happiness. Me, the community college girl, got into one of the best medical schools in the country, the same school where my childhood hero, Dr. Ben Carson, studied. I'd been keeping it quiet because I wanted to surprise everyone on Christmas morning, maybe even film their reactions. But sitting there listening to my aunt basically call me the family disappointment was testing every bit of patience I had. My chest felt tight. My hands were shaking under the table. I could feel tears building up behind my eyes, and I was desperately trying not to let them fall. Part of me wanted to just blurt it out right there, to see her stupid face when she realized how wrong she was. But another part of me was scared. What if she found some way to minimize that too? What if she said Harvard was better, or that Jake would make more money as a lawyer? She keeps going. Jake's going to be a lawyer, you know. Very prestigious. Sarah, have you thought about what you want to do next? Maybe you could be a nurse or something? She actually said that. A nurse, or something, like it was some consolation prize for the family screw-up. I felt this surge of anger mixed with hurt that I'd been carrying around for years. All those times she made me feel like I wasn't good enough, like I was always going to be second best, like my dreams didn't matter. I thought about all the nights I'd gone to bed feeling worthless because of her comments. I just smiled and said, "Actually, Aunt Linda, I have given it some thought." Then I pulled out my acceptance letter and slid it across the table. I start med school in the fall. The look on her face when she read Johns Hopkins School of Medicine was worth every awkward family dinner I'd ever sat through. Jake was the first one to start clapping. She hasn't compared me to anyone since.